Hi friends, it's Denise from God's Third Acre, and today we're in Grammy's kitchen. For the past few Saturdays I've been canning tomatoes, so today I thought I'd bring you along with me and see what I'm doing. So I've got a pan of boiling water and I'm putting my tomatoes in there just to blanch them so I can peel them, and I've got my water bath canner going with my jars in it to keep my jars hot. So I hope these all fit. This is the tail end of what I had in the sink, so hopefully they're going to fit in here with the water. Okay, so I'm going to let them go for about 30-45 seconds. The first batch I did way too long and they were too hot for me to handle once I got them out. But you just want them in long enough for the skin to pull away from the tomato. These are Opalka tomatoes, and we've had just a huge harvest from them. Last week I had a whole big basket full of them. We ended up last week with 43 pounds of tomatoes that I processed. This week I'm thinking I've probably got about 20 pounds or so. Not as many as last week. But that's okay. I had my great big stock pot out last week, using it to cook down the tomatoes. And last week I didn't skin them. I just left the skin on them. Okay, I'm going to start taking these out, otherwise they're going to get way too hot for me to handle to try to peel them. The Opalkas have a nice thick skin, so the skins come off very easily. Yesterday I watched M.I. Gardner, Luke, do his San Marzanos tomatoes, which also have a thick skin. I'm going to turn this off because I don't have any more to blanch. And I'll take you along over to where I'm peeling them. So you can see how much I've done so far. I've got a big, I think that's an 8-quart Rubbermaid container that I've gotten almost full. These tomatoes definitely are going to fill it up. So let's come along. I'll show you what I'm doing, show you how easily the skins come off. I'm just cutting off the top and pulling the skin off of it. You may hear my dogs barking. We've got the doors open because it's such a nice day. And so they're watching the neighbors and barking at everything that's going on. You see how nice and easily those skins come off? I wish I had done it to my other tomatoes. I just didn't know how easily it would be to take these skins off. My other sauce that I made, that one's pretty green. The other sauce I made, I left the skin on and then I ran them through the blender to blend up the skin and the seeds. I haven't made any videos in quite a while, and I've got a new adventure going in my life right now, so that's been keeping me busy. I haven't been working for a year and a half, and I've been on long-term disability away from work, and that's only gonna, it just got approved through December, but I was concerned and I thought, you know, part of me feels like I'm ready to, that's my dog Jade, part of me feels like I'm ready to try something, maybe part-time to go back to work. So there was a Christian school, Lutheran school, where I had taught before I moved to Arizona, and I just loved working there. The people were so nice, and we had such a good rapport, and there were 4 teachers that all had kids in the same grade, so we spent a lot of time together, and it was just a really wonderful place to work, and being able to talk about God and Jesus to the kids just makes it even better. And they had an opening for a part-time, very part-time music teacher, which is what I did before, and I just prayed about it and felt like God was providing that opening for me. So it's been very difficult, definitely. Physically, I'm not in the same shape that I was 10 years ago when I was teaching, and emotionally it's harder too with my depression and anxiety. But I'm just doing part-time, so usually by the time I get home, I do 3 afternoons a week and 1 full day with some planning time built in. But usually by the time I get home, I'm just exhausted. So y'all can pray for me about that, and that God would continue to give me strength and help me as I'm trying to see if I can get back into the workforce or not. So I've got my tomatoes in here. I've probably got about 10 or 11 quarts of tomatoes. This is a 16-quart stock pot. And I sprinkled some salt on it to help draw the juices out. And what I'm going to do is put them on the stove, start them cooking down. And as they cook down, I'm going to strain the juice off, and I'll can that separately. But I want to get a thicker sauce this time, so I think straining the juice out is going to help that. So let's go over to the stove. Okay, I've got my tomatoes on the stove. I put it on about medium-high. Actually, I'm going to take this little tool. This is one of my Pampered Chef tools. It's the meat. I've got steam coming off. That's hot. It's the meat. When you cook meat down, you can break it up. I'm going to use this on my tomatoes. It looks like this is going to squish down pretty good. The juice is already coming off these tomatoes because of the salt that I put on it. But this will kind of cut the tomatoes up a bit. We'll get them cooking, and I'll bring you back when I'm getting ready to put them in the jar. Okay, I'm in the process of straining off my juice from the tomatoes. There's what I've gotten so far, and I've got my other container over here. And this is the pulp. And I've put the pulp in my blender. This is a Montel Williams Living Well Health Master Blender, and it is a beast. My dad gave it to me, and it just is amazing. I'm going to put my juice in jars, and to the jar I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of citric acid. You can also use lemon juice. It would be 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Or no, I need to check that. It's either teaspoons or tablespoons, but I know it's half a teaspoon of citric acid, and I'm using just the Mrs. Wage's citric acid for canning. Well, my tomatoes just came out of the water bath canner. They went for 40 minutes. It was sauce and juice. The whole tomatoes have to go a lot longer. But I ended up with 3 quarts of sauce and 3 quarts of juice. So I'm very happy. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, come back and visit again. I'll try to get some more videos out. I've been doing a lot of work at school, so that's been taking my time and my priority right now. But I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. Love you all, and talk to you again soon.